USA 2. Shots on goal for Team Canada in the third period. Shots on goal for Team USA in the third period of 9. For game total 33.
He's got to score. That's all. No, he cannot do it. The Czech Republic will play for the gold medal.
When we did a debrief from Nagano, Bob Clark recommended that Wayne Gretzky be involved with the 2002 Olympics.
It was one of the greatest honors that I could ever have, was somebody asking me to be director of Team Canada. So it was a pretty simple decision for me, and pretty exciting one, and yet I knew it was going to entail a lot of work.
His role is really to put the best 23 players together to represent Canada.
And we're ready to win. We believe we have a good team. We believe we have the right mix. We believe we've done everything to this point possible to be ready for it.
Canadians want a gold medal, and Canada really wants a gold medal in the Olympics. 1952 is a long time ago. Wayne Gretzky has let it be known right from day one that he really wanted to be involved with the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake City. Anywhere from a stick boy to a water boy to on the management team. It was very evident to myself that this is the person that we wanted to lead Team Canada in Salt Lake City.
This group here is basically the group. And we'll all be kind of focusing on different guys and different players. But what we'd like to do is keep the final say and the final thoughts to this group that's basically in here.
We're going to talk about players in a pretty delicate manner here. I'm going to have to say some things about my own players that are going to be either positive or negative. And I think the candid opportunity here for us is critical, because I'm not going to be selling somebody that I don't believe in. And I think we're all going to be like that, so I think it's really critical.
We wanted to set the tone within our division of how this team was going to be run. And by that I mean we were going to talk and debate about each and every player. Everyone's opinion was very important.
When you have the sort of brain trust around that we have, then you use all the information you can. You get opinion. Now, is the final call mine once I'm on the bench? You bet it is.
It's the first time for myself to work with Pat and Ken and Wayne as a coaching staff, and at the same time to develop a relationship with people like Gretzky and Kevin Lowe, Steve Tambellini, so that we really become a strong unit, a strong leadership group. Our first meeting, we kind of established the philosophy of our team. What kind of players did we want to have represent Canada? And I think that's where we established the guidelines as far as the philosophy of play, and at the same time as far as the players that were going to make up our hockey club.
We knew that there was a lot of great Canadian players, and what we wanted to do was to try to narrow it down to maybe 40 players and try to focus in on those 40 guys.
You'd like to leave today with 40?
For two reasons. One, we can focus on those guys, and two, we can then go to the NHL and the NHLPA to say, you guys should warn these 40 people about what they have to expect and what is to be expected as far as the Olympic Games go. And we're being told at this point that players would rather not do a training camp of any kind in the off season. The big fight with the PA is the perception of players getting cut. And I know I was on the team when one of the guys got cut, and that's their concern, to protect the players.
The Players Association was saying all the way along the line, nobody's going to compete, nobody's going to practice, nobody's going to do this or that sort of thing.
These other teams, they're going to cheat.
the Swedes were getting together for a series of internal exhibition games. Well, give me a break. You know, I mean, what are those things? We weren't allowed to pull our guys together that way.
They come together. It's about a 4-day event. You know, they come together, they practice a couple of days, they play golf, and then they have a 2-game series.
I know the union was assured that by the European federations that they weren't going to play the games. And when I found out they were having the games, I just said, you know what? They broke the rules first. We're going to have some kind of a get-together.
What's to prevent Wayne from sending out 50 invitations to a specialized Canadian Olympic team hockey training camp?
We wanted to give our players the opportunity to make a decision, I guess, on their own.
The players can volunteer to go to a camp in the summer, can they not?
Well, there's no question that we could do a camp, I believe, where we just say, look, you don't have to come, this is a volunteer, and send out 40 letters and just say, you know what, if you don't, it's not mandatory, you don't have to show up, there's no pressure. And
I think you have the right approach. Approach the NHLPA. Try to do it through them, get their approval.
Because we believe the Finns and the Czechs and the Swedes are going to do it anyway. All right, that's the route we'll go. That's simple.
We've got to do everything for the players, the team, the country, to give ourselves any edge we can find, because there are other countries that are searching and finding that edge.
The 8 guys that are going to be chosen in March are, you know, I would assume slam dunks.
It seemed like a no-brainer, but then all of a sudden we were at 12. And then all of a sudden we're saying, well, how are we going to get this thing down to where we want to name these 8 guys?
Can you talk about any decisions you've made in terms of picking a goaltender among the first 8?
It didn't make a lot of sense to pick one guy. We feel that obviously that there's 4 or 5 guys out there that are very qualified to be among the goaltenders selected on this team.
Obviously Patrick Waugh, Curtis Joseph, Marty Brodeur, and Ed Belfour. I think that everybody felt like it was going to come from that core of those 4 guys.
And we felt as a group that to race into a decision on a goaltender or 2 goaltenders at this time didn't make a lot of sense, and that we would wait till the end to name our goaltending. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Everybody in the gym bracing. I was so against naming 8 players, and there was a certain date that you had to name them. To me, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world, because you're supposed to be a hockey team, and you're supposed to be a group of 23. We didn't like it at all. We didn't want to do it. We didn't feel it was necessary, and I hope that in '06 that they changed the rule, because I don't see where it benefits anyone other than hurting and upsetting some individuals. The first choice of our hockey club was a pretty easy choice. He's a great hockey player, and he will be the captain of Team Canada. From Montreal, Quebec, Mario Lemieux. When we sat down the first day, I highly recommended that Mario be our captain, be our leader, and be our front guy. And obviously everyone in the room jumped onto the same page.
Wayne called me, told me that I was going to be the captain of the team, and it was certainly a great honor to be the captain of Team Canada and having a chance to play in the Olympics and being a part of a great team. I'm looking forward to it.
On defense, he played for Canada at the '98 Olympics, Chris Pronger.
From Vancouver, Paul Correa.
From Thorold, Ontario, Owen Nolan.
2-time Stanley Cup champion, Scott Niedermayer.
From Burnaby, British Columbia, Joe Sakic.
From Simcoe, Rob Blake.
And the 8th player, from Nepean, Ontario, Steve Yzerman.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first 8 players for the 2002 Winter Olympic Games in Salt Lake City.
Somebody said, you realize that 7 of these 8 guys are captains of their respective teams. And we're like, wow. We didn't realize that, which made us feel even better that we picked 8 really good leaders. It was a good start to putting this team of 23 together.
Was there ever thought, though, during the process of maybe going with one different name, maybe just to, fool people a little bit?
In Nagano, we had 13 random tests taken. You really have to build the strongest Canadian team. You can't build a team to beat the Czechs or beat the Americans or beat Sweden. All of those teams are very good teams.
There's going to be a little bit of controversy with one or two guys that weren't part of this 8.
I'm surprised no one brought up Ray Bork's name, And
The fact that we are being scrutinized and watched and evaluated by the world and maybe some harsh evaluation from our own country and our own people, you still have to go about it and do what you think is right and do it the best you can do.
All right, I'll send you all your stuff as soon as I'm done, okay, guys?
1 second.
I got to do a quick interview and I'll come back, okay? We're live.
A lot's been made that the European teams might be practicing over the summer, and I just wanted you guys to talk a little bit about how many days you guys think you're going to be able to practice before the Olympics start.
Well, at this point, none. I've said this many times. Both Kevin and I were players in the past, and we're not going to do anything that's controversial with the association. We want to be on level playing field as the Europeans. Quite frankly, if they are getting together for 2 or 3 days, I would think that the Americans and the Canadians could be allowed to get together.
I think just collectively an orientation of bonding and some strategic stuff on the ice. And the chemistry thing, seeing line combinations and stuff.
I'll get a hold of all these guys now. Maybe at some point today I can talk to them.
Say, hey, listen, check your ego at the door here. Trying to win a gold medal.
I think we should think about it over the weekend. I don't think we should do anything, or I don't want to talk to the commissioner until we decide what we're going to do. It doesn't make sense to ask for something if we're not going to go forward with it.
Well, exactly.
We needed to find a time where the coaches alone could get together, even in spite of the fact that we hadn't selected the players for the team. At the end of the night, be well along to establishing our goal. And the goal, we'll say again, we're there to win the goal.
What's our approach as far as the numbers?
Well, I would like to dress 4 lines and 6 defense.
And have the 2 guys that aren't playing.
Yeah. Do we try to fit them in as say 1 extra defense, 1 extra forward? Because, if there's this much bitching went on the way it was done before, we're going to have guys that know ahead of time, look, I'm not playing unless the plane crashes.
I think when you look at Nagano, there were a lot of great things that coaching staff led by Mark Crawford did, as well as Bob Gainey and Bob Clark and Pierre Gauthier. So we definitely want to use it.
Mark Crawford did an unbelievable job. Unbelievable. What he did there set the foundation for coaches for however long we're in these Olympic Games.
Where they felt that the guys that slipped away was between the sudden death elimination and the semifinal. We got the crossover, and that mental, we as coaches got to be really guarded against saying, hey, this is the only game we can't lose.
The luxury of taking information back from Nagano has been very, very fortunate, and talked about some of the things that they felt was very positive for them, that worked well for them, a style of player that they felt was necessary, and that really, and then also worked at some of the recommendations and some of the adjustments they thought maybe would be necessary.
Getting the feedback from the last Olympics, that I think that really helped us in establishing the philosophy that we need people that are good skaters. We need people that have quickness, that speed. That's going to be the major component of our hockey team.
If our focus is here, that's what we're protecting. We eliminate 50% of what they can do now. They can't play. I mean, they can play, but they can't play the way they want to play. Jacques and my role is really about providing information to the players. We have to supply the information about our game and about the opposition's game. And I feel comfortable doing that stuff. I don't feel overwhelmed by it. And I feel confident that if I watch another team play, I can find a way to beat that team.
And so is speed, because another comment I read in here was, we were too defensive.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to be defensive to do even as well.
Let's say the whistle blows. The referee will look at the visiting team bench to see if they want to make a change. He'll look at the home team.
We walk through just about every technical phase of hockey that you can imagine, from breakouts to forecheck, to middle ice play, to special teams. And we covered everything, and we wanted to have a plan in each of these departments.
This is just the cup we showed them as far as bad penalties that get you into trouble. Here we're killing a penalty, it's 4-on-2. We're going to beat this Norwegian guy up. No, it's 5-on-3 and they score.
The World Championships, which we had in April and May in Germany, was a big factor as well as in our preparation. And we did a lot of reviewing of European tendencies, how they play the game, a lot of highlight video from the World Championships, what we felt was successful, what wasn't successful, and tried to give the other coaches more of a comfort zone as to what they could expect and what's coming at them.
As much talent and youth as we had on our side, it came down to, in the end, the old guys were really the guys that carried us.
He came and presented us some things that went on in the World Championships. I was really impressed with his attention to detail.
We just made probably 3 times the mental errors, or even more, that they did.
Lanny gave us some great insight into how he felt these players had developed to the point of whether they could be included in going forward for this Olympics, or were they maybe not quite ready yet.
In your opinion, what players looked ready?
I have been a Ryan Smith fan for a long time. I think if you can put him with the right players, he would be very good for you.
The biggest challenge that I think we have here is we're not going to be perfect technically. Nobody's going to be. But I think if the players have a clear understanding, if number 1 knows kind of what he's got to do, if 2 and 3 know that, don't worry about what those 2 defensemen are doing. You got to find the first pass, and it's like those are just, they're not X's and O's, they're attitude stuff, that this is the way you want to address this.
If we keep that in mind and keep all the positive things like you're selling, like it's attitude, it's our skill, we're better than them, and incorporate that in our offensive plan, I think we have both areas covered.
I tell people that it's a 1-goal difference between probably 5 teams. The competition is that good. But ultimately we believe that we have more depth in teams. We believe we have more heart. Hopefully that'll help make us successful. Not a camp to assess players, just more of a get-together so our players can be together and get to know our coaching staff, an orientation camp, and that's what it turned out to be. I felt that Calgary was a great choice because that's where Hockey Canada headquarters is, and all the players were wonderful. I thought it was one of the greatest things we've done.
Yeah, I know, he just told me.
The reason we call orientation was really to give an opportunity for players to experience firsthand the kind of style of hockey we want to play at the Olympics, the kind of offense we want to have, the kind of defense we want to have, because we won't have much time to practice. Prior to the Olympics, we felt that would be a good time to introduce our system.
All right, good.
What do you mean, numbers or?
Did you really? What did you get married? You are engaged. No, you didn't get married. You just got engaged. When's the wedding?
A lot of the staff, when I look around the table here, have been involved with the World Cups, the Canada Cups, World Championships, and I think we have the best staff from the National Hockey League.
We'll be standing behind the bench in that gold medal game, and that's what we're here for. If we go in prepared and planned, we're going to come out of there with a pretty good feeling.
But our job in here is to make sure that everything that we can control, we do control. And we have to work as a group. Perfect one is the doping situation. Like, we have to sit down with the medical staff and really walk through all of that.
What's the penalty for the team for anybody testing positive?
The player is eliminated from the tournament.
We're not concerned at all about drugs in our hockey club, but what we are concerned about is the over-the-counter things, diet pills and things like that that may be illegal.
We really got to stress to these guys that, you know, if you're taking the Sudafed, you got to get off now.
Ooh, that's great.
Well, first of all, welcome everybody, and thanks for taking part of your summertime and your pre-preparation for your own camps to come on out and share this time with us. Our coaching staff, myself, Pat Quinn, Ken Hitchcock, Jacques Martin, Wayne Fleming, and Mike Polino. And then the managers, most of us know them as well, Wayne Gretzky, Kevin Lowe. Most of us know.
Basically, it was an opportunity for players to learn about how we want to play the game, and also an opportunity for coaches to get familiar with the players and maybe experience firsthand what kind of individuals we have.
You know, Coach Quinn is a guy that I look up to, and I've yet to play for him, but you know, that could be in the future, and it'll be a great experience.
You know, it's nice now that I'm here that to be able to come here and give it all I got. You know, you look around the room and you see players like Marilyn Liu and Lindros and the Niedermeyers and guys like that. It's just an honor to be here and be able to put that Team Canada jersey on.
You know, it might only be 4 days, but it's still a big deal to us.
You know, we picked as one of the guys to come and attend the orientation camp as a great privilege, and you know, just try and get everything out of it that I can. You know, take in the information, have some fun on the ice, and just get to know everybody here.
Summertime's over.
Our goal is to go to Salt Lake City and win the gold medal, and although the NHLPA didn't agree for us to skate, I felt it was important to get the guys on the ice, and everybody agreed.
I think certainly it was blown out of proportion. We felt as a team, since we were here, since the coaching was here, we might as well go on the ice, we might as well get some things accomplished, and if you got 36 guys, competitive guys here, you knew they're going to want to skate, get some things done.
These guys knew, they just wanted to play and they wanted to get ready for the Olympic Games. This is a dream come true for all these guys.
It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch people come on the ice and play and practice and exhibit skills, all for the right reason.
We were amazed of the kind of enthusiasm and the kind of energy that was brought forward by the players at the orientation camp, and how they felt about being invited to come.
Yesterday.
I remember us trying to find McGinley, and we finally found Jerome, and he just drove down that night from Edmonton or from St. Albert and just came right in, and it was amazing. I mean, watching people so hungry to want to play and want to contribute, it was good to see.
Players appear to be larger in life, but really they're just kids playing a great game, and that's what they appeared to be in Calgary.
That Kruger's a good kid, eh?
Yeah, he really is. So I'm really impressed with him.
Heavy shot.
We were just enjoying it. We were watching the players work together. It was an opportunity for us to see defense combinations play together. It was fun to see some of the younger guys playing with guys like Mario and Iserman and that sort of thing.
We just wanted to see the young guys, how they reacted with the older pros, if they were in awe so much that they couldn't perform, or they were very respectful and say, yeah, you know, I respect these guys, but when we drop the puck, I'm playing hard.
I think the most important thing is to try to make them feel comfortable right off the bat, and that's what I'm able to do with some of the young guys that we have here, and talk to them a little bit, and you know, I feel comfortable doing that.
Get some rest and go back at it tomorrow.
That's what you want out of your captain, someone who commands the respect of the group without demanding it himself. It's just a natural respect that they have. They gravitate to him. They want to listen to him, and has the ability to go out and, you know, you just can't talk about it. You have to be able to go deliver on the ice, and that's what Mario is capable of.
You know, I think the biggest thing is just camaraderie and getting to know one another, and
having some type of bond between everybody so that when we do strap it on in Salt Lake, everybody kind of knows everyone and there's not that feeling out period.
How old are you now, bro?
22.
Oh, God. 22. I have 16 years on you.
We wanted the whole focus for those 3 or 4 days to be about us. So we wanted to implement some things about our system that we were wanting to do.
Today, tomorrow, and the next day, we're going to put some defensive concepts in place that move into offensive situations, and then we're going to talk about some
Those practices just went by so quickly, and the players' attention to detail was excellent.
They want a good base for having defensive players as well as offensive. So obviously I know that's my role, and I hope that I can fulfill that.
Our key is picking off this first pass, wherever it goes. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and the 2 Ds.
You know, on the smaller ice surfaces over here, you can, you know, it's straight ahead, it's all out as much as you can, but the bigger ice, it becomes more of a chess match, and it's almost like a soccer game, and you have to kind of, not necessarily pace yourself, but pick and choose your spots where you really go, and the more you play on it, the more you learn.
It's a lot more fun to play on a big ice surface, a lot more time, a lot more space, and I think it's better hockey, and especially with the players that we have on the ice. Guys that can skate very well, handle the puck, and make great plays, makes it very, very exciting.
Everybody has to be on the same page, thinking in terms of quick puck movement when it's there, support, and going to the attack. But I think it's important that before you get to the puck, you know what kind of pressure you have on you.
We can't buy the gold medal. We got to go out and do everything within our power to capture it and to take it home.
As it gets closer and closer, the guys are going to start pulling together, and the excitement's going to get there, and I think we'll be ready to go.
You know, whether you're here, whether you're not come February, I think we'd all like to see Canada win gold, and I think this is a step in that direction.
When you see the prize at the end of it all, it's definitely worth it.
This morning, I called Wayne Gretzky, and I announced him that I will not be part of the Olympics. My reasons were very simple. I wanted to take that time to prepare myself to have good playoffs.
It was disappointing for me personally when Patrick pulled out, because I guess selfishly you want to have the best players there all the time, and when he pulled out, he was playing the best of anybody, in my opinion.
If he doesn't want to go, he didn't want to go. We got lots of guys who want to go, so we move on.
Are we disappointed he's not part of it? Absolutely. Does that mean we're not going to win? No.
We have 3 number 1s, but all 3 of them have also said, I will do anything to be part of this team.
Closest we've seen anything we're going in on them. That was from behind the net. Dying to see the ice time Mario got that period. I bet it was 4 minutes.
Obviously, the coaching staff is at all the games and they're watching, but it's difficult for coaches to scout while they're coaching. So the 4 of us really kind of were the eyes of the hockey team.
As a group, Wayne Gretzky, Kevin Lowe, Steve Tambolini, and myself will be correlating and tabulating all our scouting results and trying to bring this thing to a point where we can start making some final decisions. And then obviously that second week in December will be one where we may be narrowing down to watching 5 players and making decisions for 2 spots, something like that.
I was just saying, I've only seen Mario one time. Yeah. Maybe he's hurt.
We were really pretty much near the end, and we knew the last few picks were going to be the hardest. So we really were careful that we added the right guys that would be contributing down the road at Salt Lake City.
Wayne was very strong in his opinion that we are going to take the very best players at that time. Regardless of age, whether they're 18 or 40 years old, we were going to take the very best players. He really professed the belief that the best players in the game can adapt to any situation.
That obviously created some interesting debate, but it was all a good, constructive, positive debate.
So we were debating Fleury, and then we've got Primo, Gagne, and Carter was what we were talking about, right? Right, Hitch?
Yep.
Well, why don't we start with Fleury?
Well, he's played well for me. Like the games I've seen him play. I think he's played very well, and it's a combination with Lindros as well. You know, I think you've got they seem to play well together. You just need to have somebody that's going to look after their own end. You know, down low.
They're both really questionable defensively right now in the NHL. The question is, can they tighten it up when push comes to shove? I know Fleury used to be able to play good defense. I'm sure he can. I think he's got smarts. Lindros, I haven't seen enough of to know whether or not he's, you know.
That's why I was talking about Eiserman on that side with him, because he really struggles a little bit.
But Fleury, I saw him a couple games in a row there. He was unreal. He's into everything. He's like his old self.
Hitch, do you hear that?
Yeah.
You like Theo, right?
Yeah, that's, you know, as long as everybody's comfortable with the personal stuff with him, based on play, he's probably deserved to.
Yeah.
Be
No,
there.
I checked all into it. He's fine.
The more you know about individuals personally and their character and how they react and how they respond, just that much more efficient you'll be as a group, and I think we really achieved that goal as well.
We wanted good skaters, mobile people, and on the intangible side of the ledger, we wanted thinkers. And in this case here, we certainly wanted enthusiasm.
So we're down to one spot.
To me, either Gagne or Carter are ahead of Primo. They have more skill.
We felt that we needed a lot of experience. We wanted veteran players, but at the same time, I think it was important to bring some youth, to bring some energy, bring some enthusiasm into the group.
To me, to be honest with you, Carter might be somewhat like Primo in a quieter version, but with more upside.
I just don't see how I can go wrong with him. But I like Gagne too.
Ultimately, when Pat looks down the bench, if there's a power play situation, I wanted him to say, I'm really happy that guy's on my bench. I want him out there.
You're saying that he's responsible defensively?
Gagne, yeah, very good defensively.
He looked good the other night.
The other one last night.
What's that?
The other one last night. He's
nice one-timer.
Yeah.
It wasn't based on past history. It was based on performance. I don't think you can actually see any of the players, forward or defense, who were picked, who aren't performing well.
You know, I think it just takes guys that have nothing else on their mind other than bringing home a gold medal.
Gagne, 13. So you got that, Hitch?
Yeah.
Everybody's in agreement to that?
You can have diversity of opinion, but you have to respect the process and the people that are involved. And one thing I felt out of the group that was put together by Bob Nicholson, we have people that have brought opinion, expect to be heard, and also can deal with the fact that maybe your opinion is not shared by everybody, and that when we make a decision, we walk out of one mind.
Hey, can we move on to the goalie thing so I can get out of your guys' hair?
I wonder when you bring that up.
We're saving that for dessert.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Okay. Well, let's. I think it's pretty evident right now, just based on the way everyone's played to this point, that Cujo is an easy no-brainer for all of us. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
There's a real strong respect for everything that everybody has to offer, and I think everybody really feels like they're able to speak out and with that move on from there.
I say this honestly, I really like Marty Brodeur, and I'm hearing rumblings that maybe some people don't, so. Kevin?
No, I like Brodeur.
No problem with Brodeur.
All right, let's get to the heart of it, Hitch.
Well, I guess, and I've said this before, I guess I've had Belfour here for 5 years, and I believe in the guy, and I know he probably hasn't had as good a year as as some of the other guys, but you know what, you could make the same case for Martin Brodeur. He hasn't had a very good year either. And my opinion also on Belfour is that if something happened and there was an injury to Cujo, if that's going to be a starter or something happened, Eddie can win him for us. That's just how I feel.
I was outspoken about Ed. I just know on a personal basis that when there's a game on the line, he has the ability to shut out the whole world. Nothing gets in his way, nothing bothers him except stopping the puck.
It was clear from the outset that there was no personal agendas. And I think everyone sort of went out of their way to make that known.
Belfour's the guy I'd go first. Marty's number 2. Like, to me, Cujo is number 3. But you've got Cujo. You know him more than me. So
He's comfortable with Cujo.
yeah, I respect that. But I've seen Marty win too. That's why, I know Marty's won big games. He's won the cup. That's why I have those 3 guys to me that.
Yeah. And I've seen Sean Burke. What he does with Sun in the dressing room is outstanding.
I like Sean's intensity. I love his work ethic. I love his teamwork.
I was very strong in favor of Sean, without being at all negative to any of the other 3 goaltenders.
I mean, we could argue this for 18 hours.
Yeah.
'Cause I really love Sean, and I really respect what he brings.
There are lots of things to like about him. I don't think he's ever played at the level of these 3 guys, though. I mean, even at his best.
The last 2 years when Dallas beat Colorado, it was Belfour beating what?
Pat, I think you have to be really comfortable with when you look down the bench and say, Marty's hurt, I gotta go, Belfour tonight, or I gotta go with Burke tonight. You gotta be comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't show me.
And our players have to believe it too.
Yeah.
With Ed Belfour and Curtis Joseph and Martin Brodeur all in the mix, all 3 of them have a chance to be a number 1 goaltender. On any given night, I think any one of those 3 could win a game for Canada.
We will have players that may not get the ice time they like or are used to. All of that has to be dealt with mentally because our goal is obviously to win the gold medal.
And we're ready to win. We believe we have a good team. We believe we have the right mix. We believe we've done everything to this point possible to be ready for it. And the players are going to play great. I'm really confident of that. But should anything go wrong, I deserve to take the criticisms. What was that? One of the guys last night said that the guys were practicing going to give the cell phones to their PR guys, so somebody's there to answer them on the bench.
2.5 years ago, Wayne Gretzky came here to accept his induction to the Hall of Fame. This event, of course, will garner just as much attention, but of course, this time the news is a surprise. In a few moments, Wayne Gretzky will begin calling the 15 players who have been added to Canada's Olympic team. And it's worth noting, too, that the first people to find out outside the Canadian Hockey Brain Trust who's on the team will be a bunch of 8-year-olds from just east of Toronto. They'll move into the vault here at the Hockey Hall of Fame and be given the sweaters with the 23 names on them. And the kids with the scoop will be from the Whitby Wildcats novice.
We're just calling to congratulate you on being part of Team Canada, and well-deserved. Good for you. All right. And we just got to win the gold now.
Wayne Gretzky called and said that I was invited, and I was really excited about it, but I wasn't sure if someone was pulling my leg.
That was the best part of the whole adventure, was to be able to call these players.
And you could just sense the emotion in the player that this was something that I'm sure every Canadian player dreams about, having a chance one day to play for your country in an Olympic event.
Yeah, you should be proud.
Well, it feels great. Flying back from Nagano 4 years ago, I didn't think I'd ever get another chance. And time goes by pretty quick. And, when I got the call from Kevin Lowe, I was certainly pretty excited and to have the opportunity to try and represent my country once again.
We're really excited about it, and I'm glad you're part of it. So we're just kind of making our calls now with everyone.
I was surprised. That's a big deal to be here. You have so many good players, and to put my name on the roster like that, it's just great.
Then pick 4 from pick 2 from that other side. Kevin Hall.
Hello, Kevin here. How you doing?
Were you sweating a bit?
Should I be?
In terms of Ryan, yeah, I figured I'd have a little fun, and he and I go back a long time, so I figured it's you got to be able to have a little fun with your friends. So we waited till the very end, and he said afterwards that he thought that time was going by, that he might not be on.
That's when you know you're really proud to be part of Canadian hockey, because these guys were like young kids. They were so thrilled. I had players say, well, wait a minute, Dad, here's this. And I had guys who actually wept a little bit on the phone. I mean, there was huge variation. And that was the best part. There was no ifs, ands, or buts.
This is a great day for hockey in Canada. I'm very proud to be standing here today as a member of this organization. I want to take a quick moment to thank our coaching staff, Pat Quinn, Ken Hitchcock, Jacques Martin, Wayne Fleming, for all their work and all their effort in putting this together. I'd also like to thank Steve Tambolini for his endless hours of watching hockey games, and of course Kevin Lowe for his tireless effort and obviously great input.
Without further ado, Wayne, let's kick it off.
All right, the first player, our team captain from Montreal, Quebec, Mario Lemieux.
From Thorold, Ontario, Owen Nolan.
Yeah, they have talent. Yeah, they're good. But first and foremost, they have a love and a passion that goes beyond anything else.
From Dryden, Ontario, Chris Pronger.
If everyone plays up to their expectations, there's no way we're going to lose.
Our commitment and our determination, I think, in the end, will make the difference.
Steve Eiserman.
The expectation for Canada to win gold or nothing, I think, is good.
Theron Fleury.
We'll overcome anything. We'll do everything we can to win the war. Our mindset is for that.
Part of being strong enough to win at the end of the day is dealing with adversity as it comes along.
From Banff, Alberta, Ryan Smith. I think you just sprinkle in a little old-fashioned Canadian heart, and you know, I think that's what's going to get us to the gold.
You gotta have the guts to stand up and be counted for. Simple as that. And if you are, you're successful.
From Windsor, Ontario, Ed Jovanovski.
It's a great challenge, but I think it's a challenge that all the players
From Montreal,
welcome.
Quebec, Martin Brodeur.
Whatever we got, we're going to get 100% of it, I can tell you that.
And from Keswick, Ontario, Curtis Joseph. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our Olympic team of 2002. Thank you very much.
It would be great that we could bring it back to Canada. It would be something really special. I mean, it's time for us. We need to win this.
Stand up and cheer, everybody. The Olympics, Salt Lake City, 2002 men's ice hockey gold medal, Canada.
Nobody's selling any extra tickets.
Hopefully she got down here in her life.
Nobody's selling any extra tickets.
The last 48 hours and even the last 24 hours have been very hectic, with players flying in from various parts of North America and some traveling late night and early morning. So it's been a bit of a struggle, but I think for the most part everybody's been very upbeat and very positive.
You've got no choice there. You're playing for Canada.
You got to win.
We had to be at the airport a couple hours early, and so it was a short night because the anticipation of being here, I couldn't sleep, so I had a few hours that night.
It's such a big thrill to have the maple leaf on your chest.
Hit hard, hit clean, and hit the net. If you win a gold medal in the Olympics, that is the ultimate.
We're very fortunate we had the time in Los Angeles or during the All-Star break to coordinate a lot of our line combinations and put some thoughts together as far as some of our specialty team combinations, who's going to do the power play, penalty killing, and work through that. So that was, I think, a great deal of help.
Designing the practices, designing the itinerary. The biggest thing here is the itinerary.
It's going to fluctuate a little bit. Game time, like when we play out at the peaks. One thought is, do we all get in a van and drive back right after the game as a group? Maybe, you chat as it's got an hour drive.
You're going to have responsibilities, and Pat's going to have responsibilities. The rest of us are going to be able to free flow.
Right.
So I think you have to set that way, and you have to tell us.
Yeah, we'll figure out time that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that we all meet after each game just to talk about the game.
Now they're calling it the Big Ice Game. They've changed the name.
Torpedo.
It used to be the Torpedo. That's what it started with. Now they've gone to I was corrected when I was over there.
I love the
Big Ice Game now because they want to use all the ice.
4 guys up. All you do is catch one guy. You're going to have 3-on-1s the whole game.
Are you at where you want to be? Are you prepared, do you think?
First of all, we're ahead of where we want to be as far as preparation. I said this today that I learned from Glenn Sather, the best way to run an organization is hire the best people. And we have a great staff. And Pat and his coaching staff and Kevin and Steve Tambolini have been outstanding. If anything, we're over-prepared. We're ready to go from everything of who's picking players up at the airport to who's rooming with who to who's playing with who. So we're ready to go as an organization. Has it been a lot of work? Yes. You don't get paid a penny to do this, but it's worth millions of dollars in the memories and the fun and the experience that I've had. I'm very proud to be part of it, and it's a special experience, and I know we're ready to play and we're ready to go. There's going to be talk about this team forever, good or bad. People are going to be second-guessing it. There's going to be controversy over it. And that's a credit to our country to how much they love this game. We know how important this is. This is something very special, and we want to win nothing but gold.
One of the plans we tried to execute was just getting to the arena on time with traffic and security and baggage getting left behind at the airport and what have you. And we were able to get on the ice about 15 minutes late, but it worked out well because we had only planned about a 40-minute skate. So I think the one thing that we really noticed was just how upbeat everybody was and just how well they were executing.
Go, get it, go! Guys came in the day that we practiced. Guys had played 3 games in 4 nights and then come in and we had a hockey practice, things like that. So there's a huge adjustment that goes on. And I feel like a lot of things that we talked about are kind of on the fringes of being in place, but we're going to need more practice time and more game time to get some of those things working and in place.
Allons-y, on va gagner ce soir! It's a pretty unique experience just watching everybody from Mario to Simon Gagne, how they prepare and how they get ready for the game, and tremendous amount intensity and just an atmosphere that that there's a lot going on.
We've got such great leadership with our guys, and a lot of them. We've got a dozen captains on our team. And these guys have been there. They've played in those pressure situations.
To play with those guys, Steve Yzerman and Brendan Shanahan, when I had my first practice and got to be with those guys, I was thrilled. They're both future Hall of Famers. They're great players now, and they have so much experience. Look at it!
Obviously, they picked me for some reasons. My assets are obviously battling in front of the net and strong down low in the corner. So I want to bring my assets, and if it's bothering the goalie somehow, then we score and win. That's great.
It just doesn't seem possible that it's Ryan playing in
the Olympics for our country, but it is, and I'm very proud of him.
I think we have to make sure that we focus and concentrate on the things that are within our control, our work ethic, our game plan, our execution.
You're number one!
The little things that are within our control, that's what we have to have the focus on.
It all comes down to goaltending. And whether you play Curtis Joseph, Brodeur, or Belfour, I like our chances.
Didn't get the pass away. We'll try it again. Steals it, gets it up there quickly to Pekka. Drop back shot, score! What a play! And Rob Blake jumps into it and rifles home the first goal of this game. Canada 1, Sweden 0. Nice one to Sundin, right in, scores! Sundin took a look, had lots of time on Joseph. In front, Sundstrom, whoa, score! Takes that pass, cuts in with a shot, scores! Matt Sundin gets his second on Curtis Joseph. Niedermayer swinging away across center, shot off the crossbar. Good rush by Scott Niedermayer. Coming in on goal, Zetterberg, center net, score! 4-1 Sweden. They're running away from Canada now on that break. 4:10 left to play in the period. Sweden in again, chance in front, score! And Sweden is continuing the rout on Canada, unbelievably. Brewer up over the line, nearly got in, he was in, scores! How about that for the big defenseman for Canada, playing in his first Olympic game. Boy, this might lift his team. The young guy looks like the veteran. Burry shot, Pekka there, Lindros scores! Eric Lindros put the puck in the net, and I believe it's going to be waved off. The referee is shaking his head. No, goal.
Tommy Salo wasn't able to move to make the stop on the rebound because Pekka was straddling him.
Clock winding down, Sweden with the puck. In control again. They defeat Canada 5-2. How about that?
I was probably just like everyone else in Canada. We were all surprised. And we knew coming in this was not going to be a cakewalk. And maybe the fact that our players saw and realized after game one that it isn't going to be a cakewalk, that they are in for a dogfight and that the Swedes are good. We know that it's a devastating loss to our country. But we've hit a bump in the road here, and we can't hang our heads. We got to push each other, and we got to react now and go out, and this team has to play a better game tomorrow.
But they really weren't a team at that point. It's tough to just bring, especially a North American team together, who aren't used to the system played on the big ice surface.
Talent-wise, we're the best around. We got great coaching. It's just a matter of living up to the hype.
I thought we played well in the first. In the second period, we just got a little bit, impatient, and they play that style, that torpedo style.
It was a good game. I mean, they put out a good effort.
We know they'll bounce back and do better. But the thing that was a little frustrating, I guess, or disturbing or made us more nervous is the fact that we weren't scoring goals the way we thought we would. We were getting all kinds of chances.
You think something works on paper, but when you put it in the game and it gets in a competitive environment, sometimes it surprises you and works really well, and sometimes it doesn't. And we felt we had some combinations that really surprised us, really did well, and we had some combinations that didn't work well.
They passed up the middle, we got burned on two-line pass every time. It was embarrassing.
We'll work more on our defensive part of our game as we move along, and I think if our players are responsible in that way and accountable to each other, things are going to be good.
We were real disappointed about the Sweden loss, but we'll do better in the following rounds.
I'm pretty sure we lost on purpose.
Yeah, we lost on purpose.
We lost on
purpose. We lost on purpose.
It was all a ploy to make them think we're not as good as we really are.
The other countries get confused easily. We'll clear that right up.
Very easily.
They get confused.
Very confused.
Thank you.
When you have high expectations and you take a little bit of a body punch, it takes you time to regroup. We regrouped really well today. I think our guys were good. They were focused, energized, and we're going to get better as we move along. People are going to get more used to playing with each other.
We're going to stomp Germany.
The German team sometimes it's a no forecheck. You know, there's 5 guys along the blue line, and they're trying to hope to hang on. So it'll be another interesting contest for us.
We better win.
We know what the Germans' game is. We know the opposition. We scout them, and we know exactly what they're going to do. So it's, can we execute better than they can?
Canada's going to dominate this game here tonight.
There's going to be no easy games, and I think right now our focus is we've got 4 days to get ready, and we've got 2 games to play in those 4 days to be ready, and that's the major focus.
See all the fans and screaming. You can hear them in the dressing room while we're getting ready. Go Canada, going. Guys are getting pretty excited about it. So as a group, we got to rally around that and know that we're supported here and come out hopefully on top.
And then Ehrhoff fired it away to the line, doesn't get out. Right in front of the net, score! Sakic was alone in front of the net, and the puck came to him. And he rarely misses from in there. Finally, Canada gets a goal, and they're ahead 1-0.
A penalty has been called. It's against Germany, and Ryan Smith was hit in the face, so it'll be an elbowing penalty right here. The Canadian team are lobbying for a 4-minute penalty, as Ryan Smith is going to need some repairs.
1-0 Canada looking for more. Here's a chance, score! Korea lifting a high one to the corner, and it's 2-0 Canada.
Korea hopped on the rebound and stuck it by the goaltender, Seeliger, who had no chance whatsoever on it. He made the initial save.
Canada keeps the heat on in there. Adam Foote takes a shot. Scores! Adam Foote rested the shot at the net, and there was a crowd in front of the goalie. Nobody saw it and it went in. Germans bring it in. Good play on the wing. McKay got it in front. Score!
What a body check. Rob Blake threw on the German rush.
Lutz is going to get credit for that goal for Germany.
Good hit by Owen Dolan there. And another good body check right here by Mike Pekka.
Abstrader ran into the Canadian player in front. Roar knocked him down. High shot, score! It came off a stick high. Now, whose stick was it?
Well, the Canadians are not complaining, so obviously it was not a high stick. McInnes in the box puts the Germans back in the game. Hess takes the shot. It went off Rob Blake, I believe, and changed direction. Let's have another look. No, it went off the blocker of Brodeur, then the knob of his goal stick and in.
That's what it hit. And Canada wins its first game now. 3-2 the score over Germany.
We did a lot of good things. We didn't score on all the chances, but if you're looking at the rate of improvement, which is the key for the North American teams, is to see how far we can get along with our team game and catch up to the European teams. And I certainly liked what we did. I think the thing that concerned us probably was we got a little bit loose in the last 10 minutes of the third period, trying to create more instead of hammering the game down and closing it off. We allowed the Germans back in by our looseness, and we want to try to see if we can continue to build on 60 minutes. I thought for 50 we did a great job.
The main objective is to get better every game, every practice.
I thought we came out and played a physical game.
We're a physical team. We need to play that way, but we don't want to do it and run around and put ourselves out of position to do it. So we'll take what comes, and when it's there.
Best one I've seen in these Olympics.
I got hit from behind. I don't know what split it open. I don't know if it was the visor or if it was a pressure cut or what, but nonetheless, I got 15 to 20 stitches in there, and it's not a great feeling. And I bounced back. I've been through this situation before with many injuries in the NHL.
He gets sewed up, he's right back out there. That's the kind of guys you need on your team.
It's pretty good. After games, we're allowed to go back and spend with our families. So just overall, just some time off is always great.
Very fun to be together, and we do get together often, and we do enjoy that. But just being together as a group has been really fun.
The services and the services that they have provided have been just outstanding. Same with the people. They've been so friendly and so helpful. It's really great.
as a fan?
Yep, yeah, just enjoying.
It must be really special for you or your family to see him play.
Yeah, especially with these 3 little kids there that are here, you know, so they want to see that win a medal at least.
I think Canada's going to kick some ass against Czech Republic. I think tonight's the night.
I waited 4 years for revenge.
And Dvorak couldn't get the puck up. Long lead pass, and here's a break from Ariel. Can he get in there? Yes! Scores! Ariel Lemieux gets in there and scores on Dominic Hasek. And listen to this crowd.
Watch Lemieux take a look back into the middle before he shoots. And there it is. And Hasek has to think he might pass it. There's a shot right through Hasek. 1-0 Canada.
1-0 Canada for sure. The captain comes through. Canada does not clear it. Havlat comes in on goal. Scores! Havlat stayed in there and came in on goal, and he beat Brodeur with a high shot. And it's shot back in. Yager in front, but here's the pass. Havlat scores! Havlat was wide open and gets his second goal of the game, and the Czech Republic leads Canada 2-1. Along the boards, a 2-on-1 Canada. Correa's the man open. Correa's in, but the shot is taken by Lemieux. Scores! Mario Lemieux beats Hasek again, and it's 2-1, and the referee comes over. That might be called back.
That might not be a goal. Hasek made the save on Lemieux and then rolled into the net. Where was the puck? Well, they're going to go upstairs and have a look, but I think, Bob, you have to see the puck. And there's no doubt about the fact that Hasek went back into the net.
That's a goal.
Oh, that's a goal.
You're darn right it is.
It's in his glove.
No question about it. Mario Lemieux gets his second goal, and the game is tied at 2. High slot, but they don't get a shot. They might get one from the blue line here. Knocked at it, but they score!
They had 2 or 3 chances. Here's the point shot. It goes off. Al MacInnis right onto DePita's stick. The shot from the point, off MacInnis, on the DePita stick, in the net, 3-2 Czechs.
Pressure by Canada here. Fleury goes behind the goal. Hangs on, gets it up, Nieuwendyk scores! Nieuwendyk from Fleury, and this game is tied again with 3:24 left to play.
Well, Theron Fleury did all the work.
Out front of the net, long shot, deflected in front of the goal. Hasek somehow got a piece of that by diving out. He and Fleury and a pile together. Here's a centering pass. Shot is deflected up over the crossbar. And Fleury and Hasek had something going.
Well, he was knocked into Hasek, and then he wouldn't get off him. The Czech defenseman comes over and tries to pitchfork Fleury off him. Finally, he gets it off him, and then Fleury's knocked down in front of the net.
He's hurt, though. He's still down. Theron Fleury. He made a good play. He got nailed there by Spacek, or Hammerlick, rather.
Hammerlick.
In front of the net. Hit him hard. Knocked him flying.
From behind, he cross-checked him.
Comes by Blake out to center ice. And Canada now will meet Finland in the hot and heavy stuff. No more losing now. They got to go all the way. 3-3 the score in this one. This was quite a show.
We had a very emotional game tonight. Thought we played really well. They couldn't skate with us in the third period. They should have 4 or 5 penalties, hooking, holding, tripping. We outplayed them in the third period. They talk about we're not a skating team. We can't move the puck. We have no finesse. That's crazy. We outskated them in the ground in the third period.
And then Fleury's knocked down in front of the net.
If we would have did what they did tonight, it would be a big story. He blatantly tried to hurt him, and I don't understand it. I think the guy should be suspended for the rest of the tournament. If it was a Canadian player that did it, it would be a big story. but a Czech player did, it's okay.
He spoke from the heart. He spoke about passion about the game.
Am I hot? Yeah, I'm hot. Because I'm tired of people taking shots at Canadian hockey.
He spoke to the fact that it's okay for Canadians to criticize or compliment our work that we're doing. But when other people outside of our country start to do that, he says, then it's time to stand up for our hockey team and our country. And he did that.
I don't think we dislike those countries as much as they hate us. And that's a fact. They don't like us. They want to see us fail. They love beating us. They may tell you guys something different, but believe me, when you're on the ice, that's what they say. They don't like us. And we got to get that same feeling towards them.
There was a very proactive process in place very quickly, and I think Wayne Gretzky handled it very quickly and perhaps in a fashion that he had never anticipated he would.
Part of my responsibility was defend our team. And it just got ridiculous at some of the things that I heard, and every time I walked into the arena, and I just finally had enough of it. And, you know, our team has worked hard. It's a good group, and they're classy guys, and they work together, and they've been tremendous in the room. They've been great at the Village. To hear some of the things I was hearing was just really bothering me, and spoke out against it. I don't regret what I said, but you know, I thought something needed to be said at that time to defend our team. Believe me, we got a proud bunch in our locker room, and I know the whole world wants us to lose, except for Canada and Canada fans and our players, and we'll be there. We'll be standing.
All right, thank you very much, Wayne.
All right, thank you.
A true leader is a guy that takes twice his share of the blame and way less of the credit. And Wayne did a great job right there of deflecting the attention away from the players just to let them play the game.
And it served its purpose. It ended all the stories about any tensions in the Canadian room.
They really got to come together and play as a team. If they do that, I think they can win.
We got it licked. We got it made. We got it all figured out. Team's ready to rock.
Pronger, once again, the pass. Dandy move at center ice by Sakic. Here's Sakic. The backhander scores. Joe Sakic makes it 1-0. Canada. Great play by Sakic from his own blue line. Down fast they come. Ylonen gets over the line. A back pass doesn't work. 3 Canadians. 2 back. And they're coming in hard. Curry into the net. Right in front. The pass. Score! Wow! Yzerman. A beautiful setup by Lemieux. 2-0 Canada. 28 shots by Canada. 9 by Finland. It's 2-0 Canada. Score! They got it back. Right away.
Well, the lead didn't last very long, that's for sure. Some poor defensive zone play by the Canadian team. Nobody taking the Finnish player that went to the net.
Furious action here. Canada trying to hang on to a 1-goal lead. Hit a shot into the zone by Finland. Off on the far side, Jovanovski couldn't stop it. Now he's up there to bat it down. Trying to get it out. Working hard to the line. And out. Great play by Jovanovski. 10 seconds left to play. Finland in again. Centering pass. Here's a shot. That's just wide of the goal. Over there is Niederma keeping it in. Back there for Kapanen. At the blue line. Shot. Knocked down. Canada's going to win the game. It's cleared out to center ice. What a hockey game tonight.
Woo! Okay, good job, gang. Woo! Hey, Bill. We go, boys. Whatever it takes.
All right, that was a great effort, guys. That's the spirit that we need to have. And you know what? We can get better. We've got an albatross off our back. Now we come for one thing, and that's going to the dance.
Coming into these type of competitions, the main objective is to get better every game, every practice. And talking to the players after the game, they were on a real positive note. And I think it was a great game for Marty Brodeur as well, because with the talent that the Finns had, they generated some great scoring chances, and Marty was just outstanding. It's a great environment in there right now. It's really even hard to describe just where they are and how they interact.
Way to go, White!
It's amazing because it was a week ago today that everybody started rolling in here, and that was just a blur, really.
It's been pretty hectic with
with the extra security and having to transfer rinks to practice and having no place to work except in your little cubbyhole room that you have as far as looking at tapes and that sort of thing, it's been different.
In this position, you know, you spend a lot of time thinking about your opponent, getting ready for your opponent, watching your opponent. For me, 98 was probably a lot more relaxing than 02.
Hi. Gold medal, right? Yeah, gold medal. All right.
You know, as a player, you worry about your practice, you go to your team meetings, you go to the game, you get yourself mentally ready. And there's a lot of free time to spend and just mingle and be around and see family.
You peel this off, put it against your face or your hand, and put a wet wash rag on it, but leave it at least 30 seconds. Okay. Because if you don't, it comes off.
The on-ice experience certainly will be most memorable, but you can't overlook the Olympic experience. Fortunately enough, the players were able to combine some of that, and you know, it was nice for the families. I think the players could see themselves and envision what would happen to them a couple nights later. Most of the players were there that night as well, and I think the fact that the Canadian women had played so well against all the odds, you know, the Americans were pretty heavy favorites. It didn't faze the women at all. They just played so well and they were so focused. And then following the victory, the medal celebration and presentation, and I think that really helped our hockey club.
It's great to see the girls do well. You know, they don't have the program that the U.S. does in terms of the money, and I know that those guys have been going against the U.S. for so long, and to come up with the 8 losses in a row, it's nice to see them, you know, get a win away when it counts. These guys have a world of pressure on them. They're playing for Canada. It really doesn't matter what goes on in the Olympics, almost in some people's hearts, just the Canadian hockey team. So they got all the pressure in the world. They're professional athletes. They'll do fine.
The power and scoring ability for the Americans has shown out. They've been a very good team right from the outset, and they've probably been the best team in the tournament to date, with the exception of the Swedes early on, probably. And the Europeans, because of the bigger ice, they play cat and mouse. They play misdirections, and we've adjusted to those very well, because we wouldn't be here this far if we hadn't adjusted.
We've probably seen about 12 hockey games, but phenomenal hockey games. And then the big upset, Belarus beating the Swedes. It just shows how tough it is to get out of that quarterfinal, because the winner goes on to the Final Four, and you go from 8 teams down to 4, just like that, and the loser goes home.
I think that you're going to see some Canadian firepower today, and they're going to demoralize the Belarus boys.
Speed bump, eh?
I'm expecting Canada to win.
Oh, we're going to kill them.
4-0.
5-0.
6-0.
6-1. 10-0.
Paul Korea's going to get 2 goals.
Guaranteed.
Canada's not going to have any problem at all. We're just looking forward to the gold medal game.
It'd be a little disappointing if we did lose to Belarus.
Short pass gets in there. Sacking nearly got it. Here's a shot. Score! Stevie Yzerman scores. As Sacking led the way, and Yzerman got the shot away. And at 6:05 of the first period, Canada takes a 1-0 lead. He handles the puck well. For the goaltender, out of the net, cleared it on the backhand to the corner. There's a shot. Score! From the line, and this game is tied. But Saleh fired it, and Brodeur didn't quite handle it cleanly. Canada picks it off in around the net. Centered. Mason stopped the shot. It's in. Yes, that's a goal. He stopped it and couldn't hang on to it. So that's going to be the big defenseman, I believe, who'll get it. Brewer, oh wait.
Brewer didn't get anything on the shot. And Mason, trying to cover it with his glove, chipped it back between his legs for the goal. 2-1 Canada.
Circling there was Andreevsky, and he just kills some time. But now Lemieux is in onside. Set up. Goal. Lemieux saw Niedermeyer come in and put it right on the tape. And it's 3-1 Canada.
And here comes Lemieux, and you know he's going to find somebody if he's in the clear. And Niedermeyer, who's played a strong offensive game, jumps into the rush and scores a goal.
Comes away. 2-on-1 Canada. Korea open. Korea scores. Korea took the pass from Stevie Yzerman and blasted a high shot. Boy, was he flying. 4-1 Canada.
Steve Yzerman, who has been dynamic. And Paul Korea snaps one in to give Canada the lead.
Nice move down there by Pekka. He's coming up with Gagne. Right in. Scores. Gagne and Pekka, a 2-on-1.
Pekka makes a lovely little backhand pass to Gagne, who makes no mistake as he slips it by the left pad of Shabanov to make it 5-1 Canada.
Nolan hangs on to it. Out front, Lindros, yeah. He says, finally, I know where the corner is. And he drilled that one. I'll tell you, 6-1 Canada.
Well, Lindros has had 4 or 5 real good chances to score, and he's getting the monkey off his back with this goal.
4 years ago, Canada was about in a shootout at this time. Here's another goal by Iginla. He was wide open in front and drilled a high shot that Shabanov didn't have a chance to move on. Good shot by Iginla.
He leads the NHL in points and goals, and he is another one of 3 players. Lindros, Gagne, and now Iginla get their first Olympic goal.
The buzzer goes to end the hockey game. And Canada defeats Belarus by a score of 7-1, and they'll move on to the gold medal on Sunday.
Big win. Finals, here we come, dude. Boys! Boys! Come on here, Ken. Good work, fellas. Woo! Gotta be a team here, Steve. That way, boys, that way! That way, boys, that way, boys. Great game, boys.
Gold medal game.
It was a game that we wanted to approach strong mentally. We knew our game had been improving to this point, and watching the girls yesterday and how strong they were mentally getting through that first period, and the wrong end of the officiating really motivated us to be mentally strong today against Belarus, and it worked out.
We've been getting lots of chances, and today the puck was going in the net, so it was a real good game to have prior to the gold medal game.
We came here and that was what we wanted to do, is to get to Sunday, and we've kind of taken an indifferent way to get there, but we're there. And
the players stayed in the village, so they weren't overwhelmed by the families, and the families sort of went out and did their own thing, but they'd get together after games and really say how proud they were of them, and this got to get it for Canada, and I really think that the players fed off of it. It's a real positive thing.
I can't believe there's one more game left.
I know, it's great.
There was a great Canadian presence, and in particular the families. Like, there was a real sense of solidarity and patriotism, and I think the players really fed off of that.
Go Canada! Yeah!
Every time I see him hop the boards, it's a good feeling, especially knowing that
we grew up together. We played hockey together growing up all the time. Just seeing him out there, it's exciting and it's really good to see.
Yeah, it hasn't quite sunk in yet. You know, it's one of those things that you come out of the rink, the sun's shining, you're with all your family, and just trying to enjoy the day. But I think once we get back to practice tomorrow and everything else, you're gonna really realize the opportunity we have. The history we can make for our country, and what a great opportunity that is.
Gold medal, Canada! Let's do it! They're a good team, but we're just that much better.
I'm really excited. I can't wait. We've been waiting 50 years for this, and finally this moment is here, and I really think we're going to do it. Our team's been so great and improving so much, and I just can't believe we're finally here.
G-O-L-D! Gold! See, in these hills, there's gold in these hills. It's all Canadian gold.
They have 2 units, and the first unit, it's Medano, Leclerc, Hull, and the defensemen are switched here. This is either Housley and Suter. This is Housley on this side, and then the second unit has Wade on the half boards, Ronick, Guerin. Sometimes there's a switch up in through here. Deadmarsh plays in there.
You know what? It's unbelievable how anxious everybody is. I think there's a very nervous feeling in the room right now. But the closer we get to game time, the more confident we'll get and the more louder we'll get, for sure.
So before we get into what they're going to do in the zone, first thing that's important is we can't lose our first guy up ice. So our first guy, you can't get beat by that pass. So you have to take a shallower route today. So when you're coming, you need to come across flatter and shallower so that you're involved in this, so you're slowing down their transition.
Once we get puck control in the zone, if we set up on this side here with Mario, we want you in front, okay? Right in front, either on the far post or in the middle.
Gold medal game, folks. Salt Lake City 2002 is underway. Canada keeps the heat on in there. Good forechecking by Lindros. It comes loose near the line and poked away. A one-on-one. This is Amani in. Scores! A break for Amani. 1-0. USA.
Doug Waite, a beautiful attempt, a diving pass to clear the zone. Amani picks it up, and it's 1-0 United States.
Desperation move by Waite proved to be a dandy move. Comes off the boards. There's Mario Lemieux. Down with Korea. And up to the defenseman Pronger. Gets the zone. Pronger passes in. Oh, play by Korea! But what a play by Mario Lemieux to fake receiving the pass and allowing to roll into Korea. What a goal that was. It's a 1-1 tie.
And Korea takes the pass that goes right through the legs of Lemieux, the Pronger pass. Richter plays further out of the net than most goalies. And cross-ice passes, he's got about 3 feet further to go to cover the far side of the net.
Shot into the zone. That is Pronger on the boards. It comes to Gagne, and away they go. Down that side is Sakic and Gagne. Sakic, pass in front, score! Ginla going to the net. It is Canada 2, USA 1.
What a great play by Sakic. He looked back into the slot where he had a man, Gagne, and then threw it across to Ginla. And Iginla goes to the net. Gary Suter can't handle him, and it's 2-1 Canada.
When the Americans scored first, the place erupted, but since the last 2 Canadian goals, we've been the place has just been charged, and I think the momentum's shifting in here. 2-1, the boys are flying. We're looking good.
I have a gut feeling that it's going to be kind of a come-behind thing. I didn't want Canada to score the first goal. I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Salt Lake 2002, Canada 2, USA 1. Second period coming. Chelios dumping the puck in. Nolan gets a shot. Richter the save with a stick. Pronger lost it. Sharp angle from there. Pody gives it to him. Better angle from there. Doesn't shoot it though. Modano gets it back. Here's Rafalski. Goal! Tie game. Power play goal. USA. 2-2. Nieuwendyk comes up. Back for Jovanovski. He gets set. Flipped it over for Sakic. Comes in. Shot. Scores! Joe Sakic faked the pass and took the shot on the short side. And Sakic gives Canada a 3-2 lead. What a play by Joe Sakic.
But we know Joe Sakic's got one of the best wrist shots in the National Hockey League, and it may well have hit Brian Leach because it went back, changed directions, but Sakic can shoot it and beat you from there. 3-2 Canada.
Third period coming up for the gold medal in the 2002 Olympics. Canada is leading. Near the Canadian line, they fight for it. Leach tried to pass it, hit Fleury. He's in after it again. Leach centers it. The shot knocked down, scramble. Canada just barely hanging on. Rink wide pass to Leach, tucked it ahead to Hull. They want him to shoot it. Of course, Hull covered. He won't get a shot from there. Broken up at the line, kept in by Leach. They keep it in. Hull! Oh, what a chance. Hull again. That's stopped. Canada picking it up in its own zone. Pass in front of Ned Blake. He headbangs it all right. And down they come across the line. Sakic and Yzerman. What about this duel? Shot! Goal! Goal! Canada! Goal! Wow! A lot of Canadian fans here. The place goes crazy here in Salt Lake City. And I guess coast to coast in Canada and all around the world.
Have a look at it. Joe Sakic, I think, got it. There's the stop by Richter. No, I don't know whether Joe touched it or not.
Canada trying to hang on and get a break. It's going to be a break. It is Joe Sakic scores. Joe Sakic scores. And that makes it 5-2 Canada. Surely that's got to be it.
Take a look at the Canadian bench. If you doubt me when I say that's more than enough. Here it is. Sakic beats Leclerc to the net. The American defenseman fell in the center zone to give the one step Joe Sakic needed to get in alone and make sure that Canada won the game.
They're singing here in Salt Lake City. Now, after 50 years, it's time for Canada to stand up and cheer. Stand up and cheer, everybody. The Olympics, Salt Lake City, 2002, men's ice hockey, gold medal, Canada.
Here we go. You got it? You get it?
Team USA 2.
Shots on goal for Team Canada in the third period. Shots on goal for Team USA in the third period of 9 for a total of 33. Check out the video as we celebrate the Olympic medalists for ice hockey in the crowd. And welcome again to the Women's Ice Hockey Tournament of the Salt Lake 2002 Olympic Winter Games.
Canada has won the gold after 50 years of trying and wondering.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What are you feeling? It's heavy. You've always gone to these, not the only world, I think. Yeah! Yes! Yes! All right, here we go. That's what it's all about right here. Come on, spin it.
Baby's got some weight to it, doesn't it? Who cares?
First of all, congratulations. You guys deserved the gold medal. You guys played great. I want to thank everyone for their commitment. Players and coaches, trainers, helpers, your wives, kids, moms, dads. Happy for all of you. It's always great when you win because there's always one guy that gets a special award. So I'm going to let the commissioner present it. This is the MVP of the Olympics.
Joe Sakic.
Thank you for everything.
Oh, it's just great. It feels great. It's unbelievable. What a feeling. Amazing. Too bad I don't play for a Canadian team, though. That would have been even more fun.
It was unbelievable. I'll tell you, that crowd was awesome and one of the best feelings.
Saved his best game for the last. See him out there in the final?
Mike over here too. Mike was in with the. We were in on it. Hold on, Mike.
That was the one that was in the ice?
Yeah. That was the one? Look how it's tarnished on one side.
All right.
It's been a month in there.
We're gonna, you know, what we're gonna do that. We're gonna put it in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Is that the We're gonna put it in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Put it center ice, 3 inches underneath the ice. Very first day, for good luck for Canada to win the gold. Nobody knew it was there, except obviously.
Always helps having Canadians.
A little bit of luck, having a little Canadian on the ice. Women won gold and men won gold. All right.
Well, I think the feeling that we had really from the Czech game on, first period of the Czech game when we played so well.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
How you doing, babe?
Oh.
Yeah, wasn't that good? Yeah, that was terrific. Yeah. Good job, man. Thanks a lot. Thank you. It was great.
Oh, buddy.
With these guys.
Oh, that was my boy. Oh, what a guy. That was my boys.
Good. Is it heavy?
No, it is heavy. Here, let it go. Oh, how was that? Congratulations. Congratulations, Roman. Make us proud.
After these 2 weeks, I now know what it's like to be a father or a wife up there or a mother. It's not very good sometimes. But I want to thank all the families for being a big part of this. I know how excited everyone was to be part of this Team Canada, and it'll be something we'll remember forever. And more importantly, it was a great team. 72, we have Henderson, and 87, Mario's goal. That's kind of history you remember, but this team will be remembered as a team and a gold medal winner. So you guys should be very proud of yourselves. You all worked really hard.
It was one of the greatest honors that I could ever have, as somebody asking me to be director of Team Canada. And yet I knew it was going to entail a lot of work.
Whatever we got, you're going to get 100% of it, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they have talent, and yeah, they're good. But first and foremost, they have a love and a passion that goes beyond anything else.
Part of being strong enough to win at the end of the day is dealing with adversity as it comes along.
You got to have the guts to stand up and be counted for, simple as that. And if you are, you're successful.
All our guys came with one idea, and that was to try to win the gold.
It would be great that we could bring it back to Canada. It would be something really special. I mean, it's time for us. We need to win this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please honor the Olympic medalists for men's ice hockey.
Short pass gets in there. Sakic nearly got it. Here's a shot. Score! In around the net. Centered. Mason stuffed the shot. It's in. Yes, that's a goal. Lemieux is in onside. Set up. Goal. Korea open. Korea scores. Nice move down there by Pekka. He's coming up with Gagne. Right in. Scores. Out front, Lindros. Yeah. Here's another goal by Iginla. He was wide open in front and drilled a high shot. Play by Korea. But what a play by Mario Lemieux to fake receiving the pass and allowing to roll into Korea. What a goal that was. It's a 1-1 tie. It comes to Gagne, and away they go. Down that side to Sakic and Gagne. Sakic pass in front, score! Iginla going to the net. It is Canada 2, USA 1. Back for Jovanovski. He gets set, flipped it over for Sakic, comes in, shot, scores! Joe Sakic faked the pass and took the shot on the short side. And down they come across the line, Sakic and Yzerman. What about this duel? Shot! Score! It's going to be a break. It is Joe Sakic scores! Joe Sakic scores! And that makes it 5-2 Canada. Stand up and cheer, everybody. The Olympics, Salt Lake City, 2002 men's ice hockey gold medal. Canada.